Hi everyone, I'm Christina, Chief Creative Officer at Squally. Welcome to AISQbusiness. Today we are going to talk about cookie policy page. Cookies are small data files that are placed on your computer or mobile devices when you visit a website. They are widely used by website owners to make their website work more efficient and provide reporting information. So we have essential cookies. Those cookies are strictly necessary for a website to function properly. They enable basic functions like page navigation, access to secure areas, and authentication. We have performance and analytics cookies. Those cookies help you understand how visitors interact with your website by collecting and reporting information anonymously. We have functional cookies. Those cookies enable enhanced functionality and personalization. They may be set by you or by third-party providers whose services you have added to your pages. And we have targeting advertising cookies. Those cookies may be set through your site by advertising partners. They may be used by those companies to build the profile of your users' interests and show your users relevant advertisements on other sites. So before we are starting to create our cookie policy page and our cookie banner, let's understand why we might need a cookie policy page. So if you use any tracking cookies, if you implement analytics tools, and if you have advertising on your site, you might need a cookie policy page. If you have a privacy policy page, which I already shown you how to create using a third-party app or a ChatGPT prompt, you could actually create a section inside your privacy policy page about cookies. Or you can create a simple general cookies page in order to have this policy as well on your website. So let's check if our website has cookies. Whenever a website is online, is published on the internet, we'll automatically have some cookies. So let's right click on our website, click over here to inspect, click over here on those arrows, over here to application. We can see cookies over here. Let's click on this arrow like so on our website URL, and we can see that we are using cookies. So if we are going on ChatGPT, so I wrote, act as a lawyer and create a cookie policy for my website, and then I pasted my website URL. Before creating a cookie policy, ask any questions you might need in order to create one as detailed as possible. My website is about our podcast marketing education cloud, and then here is more information about our website, and I wrote more information about our website. Okay, now we have received some questions over here, so we have to answer those. Okay, I have answered the questions over here. And now we have received a starting point in order to create our cookie policy page. We could also create an even simpler one only to describe what cookies are, because we are going to create a cookie banner, a cookie consent banner. So let's go inside our website in order to see how we can create a cookie policy page. First, we have to write our website URL, and that's /AISQ. You will then have to log in with your admin username and your password. Because I'm already logged in, I'm inside the WordPress dashboard. Then we have to go over here to pages and over here to add new page. I'm going to write the title cookie policy. Then I'm going to save it. And I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. Then I'm going over here to page settings, and I'm going to hide the title. In order to make sure I'm staying consistent between this page and the terms and conditions and privacy policy, I'm going to open one of those pages. Like so, I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. And I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to those dots over here, right click copy, and I'm going over here, right click and paste, and I'm going to edit the content over here. Of course, the better way to do this is to actually make sure that your global fonts are the way you want them. In order to edit those, you can either go over here to custom and over here to manage global fonts, like so. Or you could have gone over here to site settings and over here to global fonts. Okay, I'm going to click on this X over here, and I'm going to change the information over here. For the cookie policy, I've only created some general text about cookies, so I'm going to paste that one over here. Okay, and now I'm going to click over here on publish, and I'm going to click over here on this arrow and on view page. We can see that the URL is okay, is correct, and over here is a simple cookie page where we are basically just describing what cookies are and how we are using cookies. Just some simple information, it's nothing customized for the moment. So now I'm basically going to show you how you can use Elementor pop-up builder in order to create a consent banner for the cookies. So let's go over here to our website, to dashboard, over here to templates and to pop-ups. And we are going to click over here at new pop-up. And over here to the name, we are going to say a cookies banner. And then we are going to click over here to create template. So this is basically just going to be a banner with a button. So they are going to click on it and they are going to say that they are consenting to the cookies. It's not an advanced banner where you can select what kind of cookies you consent to. It's just a simple one. For the more complex one, I think you need to use a particular plugin or you need to use code. But just so you have a cookie banner where you are going to say that we are using cookies to enhance your experience, by continuing to visit this site, you agree to our use of cookies, and the button to agree or continue, you can use a pop-up like so. If you want to start from a template from the library, you can choose over here on this folder, and here is the library. And you can take a look at them like so. Or if you want to use AI, you can simply click over here. So let's see what AI is going to get us. We are going to say over here that we need a cookies banner. Cookies consent banner. And I'm going to click on generate. Now we're going to wait for the results. I'm going to drag this over here so I can see a bit better. Okay, so we can see that we have already gotten some information over here, some text. Your privacy matters, cookie information. We use cookies to enhance your experience on our website. By continuing to browse, you consent to our use of cookies. Accept and reject. The other one is a form. I do not want a form, that I don't think it's working. And over here, let's see. Your insights matters to us. No, this doesn't work either. So only the first one works. I'm not sure I want it like this because I actually want a banner over here at the end of our screen. So I'm going to click on this X over here and I'm going to say yes, leave. Then, as we can see right now, the pop-up is over here, but I actually want it to be the entirety of the width of the site. So for that, I have to go over here to pop-up setting. Then we have the width over here. I'm going to choose from pixel to view width, and I'm going to choose 100. And now it's going to be full width to our website. Then the height, I can leave it like this, fit to content. For the position, I actually want it to be on the lower part of my website. So I'm going to click over here to bottom. Okay, so this is basically how I imagine it. As you can see over here, we do have an overlay. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So we have overlay over here, right? So we can have it or we can't have it. Because I do want them to consent to my cookies, I'm going to leave an overlay, but I'm going to change it to not be this strong. Then we have a close button over here. I will allow the close button to be like so. And we have some animations if we want to choose some, for entrance animation or for exit animation. For the general settings, we have the title and the status of the pop-up. Now we can go over here to style. So we have the background type over here to the pop-up. We can choose it like so if we want to. We can also have a gradient if we want to by clicking over here, and we have the two colors over here, the location of the two colors, the angle. If we want it to be radial, we can do it like so. But I want only one color, so I'm going like so. We can also choose an image for the background if we want to. And the border radius over here, I'm actually going to click over here to the link and I'm going to choose for top 10 and for the right 10. And if we're paying really close attention to the corners of the top and of the right, we can see that we have a little bit of corner radius. We also have the box shadow over here. Then we have the options for the overlay, which is this gray over here. We can make it more light because I wanted just a hint of a gray, like so. Or you can also choose the color, a different color like so, from over here and from over here. And this is basically the opacity. So if I'm going like so, we can choose the colors like so, and the opacity is over here. Okay, so I want it to be gray, so let's leave it like that. You can also add an image if you want to. And the close button, which is over here, you can choose it to be inside or outside. The positions, you can change them like so. And you can change the color over here. Because I have added a background color, I'm going to change the color for the X over here. Okay, and the size is from over here. And then for the advanced, show close bottom only after a few seconds, automatically close after a few seconds, prevent closing on overlay, prevent closing on ASCII, disable page scrolling, which I actually want because I do want them to click on the button on accept before they can scroll on the website, avoid multiple pop-ups, accessible navigation, and then we have over here the margins and the paddings. Because we don't have a content right now over here in the pop-up, I'm not going to change the margin of the padding or the padding. And then we have the custom CSS over here. So now let's create the content. I'm going to click on this plus over here, on the flex box, and on this one. Because I know I actually want a little bit of text, and then I want a button. I'm going to go over here to this plus over here, and I'm going to drag this text editor over here. As you can see, it doesn't look so good. So I'm going back on those dots over here. For the minimum height, I'm going to say 50 pixel, maybe a bit more than 50 pixel. Okay, let's say it like that. I'm going to justify the content, entirety of the content to the center, and then the alignment to the center one more time. Actually, I'm going to say space between. Okay, and then to the advanced, I'm going to say to the padding 30 pixels. Okay, and now I'm going to customize this text over here. And now I'm going over here to style. I'm going to change the color of the text to white, and I'm going to make it a bit bigger to 18. Like so. Okay, and now I want a button. So let's go over here to plus, and let's drag the button over here. Come on, there we go. And we have the button over here. For the button, I want to say accept. And over here, I'm going to go to dynamic tags, and I'm going to scroll to action pop-up. And over here, I'm going to click over here. To action, I'm going to say close pop-up, and this is it. Okay, let's click on this arrow like so, so we can preview our pop-up. I actually want a bit of space over here and over here, so let's change that by going back over here, and I'm going to change from 100 to 90. Okay, so this is basically it. I'm going to leave it simple like so, but you can basically customize it the way you want. For example, instead of just having text and button, you could have added a container like so. Added the text in the container, so let's drag it over there like so. Add another container. I'm going to move it from over here like so, and I'm going to drag the button inside the container like so. Okay, and now for this container, for the second container, I'm going to align the elements to center. Then I'm going to the plus, and I'm going to the text and drag the text under the button like so. And I'm going to say rate our cookies policy. And then I'm going to style, and I'm changing the style over here to white. And I actually want it to be italic, so I'm going over here to style to italic like so. Then to the content, I want this to have an URL. So I'm going to select the entire text, and I'm going over here to URL, and I'm going to add my URL over here. And I'm going over here to options, and I'm going to say open link in a new tab. And then I'm going to select the entire text again. I'm going over here, and I'm going to say set this to white, and I'm going to add an underline like so. Then by going back to this container over here to guest, I'm going to say 10 like so. Then I also want to add my logo, so I can go back to the plus, to the image, and drag an image like so, and add my logo like so. I can change the alignment like so, and let's change the height. Let's change it to 30 pixels. Because the image is distorted right now, we have to go over here to object fit and to say contain. So we have the image like so, but it is not right on the left as I wanted the image to be, and that is because the object position, which is center, and I actually want it center left, and now is positioned the way I want it. But I don't like this gap over here. The gap is way too big for me, so I'm going to select the container and change over here. Actually, I'm going to leave it to 5 like so. So let's take another look. Okay, so as you can see, you can change the design if you want to. I'm still not happy with the design, so I'm going back to this container and I'm going to change the direction like so. Going to the image, I'm going to change the height of the image to 50 pixels. And now if we are previewing our banner, I'm pretty happy with my cookies banner. Of course, you can take inspiration from different websites and then try to recreate the pop-up yourself. So now that we have to do right now is click over here on publish. So we have the conditions. We have to add a condition. We can include the pop-up to entire site, or to archives, or to singular. If we want this pop-up, or if we want one particular pop-up to be visible to only one page, we would go to singular. Over here we would choose pages if that's what we want, and then we will have to search for the pages that we want and click like so. But I actually want this pop-up to be visible for the entire website. You can also choose the entire website, and let's say that you don't want this pop-up to be visible to the cookie policy page. I'm going to click another add condition, then over here to exclude, I'm going to choose singular, I'm going to choose pages, and I'm going to choose cookies. Over here I'm going to search for it, and I'm going to choose cookies policy because I don't want this pop-up to be visible on the cookies policy page. Then I'm going to click over here to next, and I have to choose the triggers. I want this pop-up to be visible when the page loads, so I'm going to click over here on page load within 0 seconds. You can also choose on scroll to element, on click after an activity, on page exit intent, or on ad blocker detection. Then by clicking to next, we have advanced rules. Show after X page views, show after X sessions, show up to X times, when arriving from a specific URL, show when arriving from, hide from logged in users, show on devices, show on browsers, and schedule date and time. I actually wanted to show up to only X times, so only one time, persisting on open. This should mean that the pop-up should display only one time across multiple visits until the user clears their cookies or cache. And then I'm going to click over here to save and close. So now let's open a new tab like so and enter our website URL like so. Okay, so we are not seeing our pop-up. In order to troubleshoot this problem, I'm going to open an incognito window and I'm going to check my website over there because I have a suspicion that I'm not seeing the pop-up because I'm logged in. So let's copy our URL. Let's open an incognito window. Let's paste our URL over here. And we can see the pop-up over here. And if I'm trying to scroll, I cannot scroll until I accept the pop-up or until I close the pop-up. So let's test the button. Let's click on accept. We can see that it's working. Okay, now if I'm going to a different page, I shouldn't get the pop-up anymore. Okay, it's working normally, so it's working okay. So we have the right functionality. Now let's go over here and clear our cookies and reload our page. Now we got the pop-up. I wanted to get the pop-up one more time because I wanted to test the URL over here as well. So let's test the URL. The URL works fine. And let's test the X button as well. The X button works perfectly as well. If you think something is not working properly, you're basically first going to try it in an incognito window, and if everything is working fine over there, then the problem is most likely with the cache or with the fact that you're logged in, but most likely with the cache. Okay, so this is basically it. As you have just seen, it's easy to create a simple page with information about cookies, and it is easy to create a simple pop-up where you have to accept the cookies in order to continue visiting the website. You can of course take inspiration from different websites to see how to create a pop-up. You saw that it's very easy. You are just drag and dropping the elements that you want, and you're customizing the way you may want them. So thank you for tuning in. Stay creative, stay inspired, and keep optimizing your online presence. Until next time.